Chinese security labs in Italy, bad passwords in the UK, and trouble in small town America. Well, hello there and welcome. Sasha here, and I'm thrilled to be sharing those as well as other stories with you today here on Security Weekly. Hope you enjoy the show, and let's get started. Rome is known for many things: great food, history, culture, and soon the home of one of China's biggest telco manufacturers. Chinese vendor ZTE Corporation is officially launching its cybersecurity lab in Rome. The company claims that it's an important measure to promote transparency and enhance mutual trust with third parties. The lab will provide global customers, regulators, and other stakeholders with security assessment and audit services like source code review on ZTE products, including 4G and 5G, as well as pen testing and black box testing. This move may come as a surprise to some given ZTE's relationship with the US in recent years. The US banned American businesses from selling components to ZTE, citing violations of sanctions against Iran and North Korea. The ban led to heavy losses but was subsequently lifted after several months by President Trump. ZTE and Huawei share controversial ties, and many in the West oppose Huawei's involvement in the new 5G network. Therefore, such a high-profile research lab in Italy will most definitely ruffle some proverbial feathers. According to research from security company OneLogin, businesses in the UK lose an average of 2.5 months per year dealing with poor password management. That's precious time, which is not only costing the economy money, but also nerves. It showed that many companies and businesses are taking too much time resetting passwords that users have forgotten, and this gives the organizations a false belief that they're actually safe. So what companies should be doing is looking to new tools and methods such as SSP, Oath, and MFA to improve their password policies. It seems businesses in the UK and elsewhere in the world are still being bogged down by archaic password practices. Many employers admit that they do not check passwords against common password lists and rarely, if ever, rotate passwords. So overall, it reminds us of the dissonance and problems of digital transformation with the demands of streamlining IT security in business on the other. It is unsettling news as 1 in 4 cities reported being attacked by cybercriminals every hour. So that's according to a 2016 survey. The situation has become even higher and worse in recent years, as cities across the US, especially smaller ones, often lack personnel and funds. At the end of May this year, cybercriminals broke into the computer network in the city of Shivano Park in Texas. So the criminals took 2.1 terabytes hostage in a ransom attack. So this included over 58,000 financial and accounting files. The attack also disabled a police server, which affected basic reporting across the city. So the security team in the city were able to recover the data unaltered, though this was only possible due to outside help, with the assistance of public advocacy groups and federal assistance programs, which included cyber extortion insurance, which solved the whole problem. So the incident was kept to a minimum, thankfully. However, it does show that in many cases, many municipal and local governments, especially in Texas and other US states, just don't have the personnel and resources to cope. An incredible finding from the recent incident revealed that many of the public sector security staff are volunteers. Clearly a sign that more needs to be done to ensure a secure environment on the state and local level, which can only happen if the federal government takes more action. Otherwise, incidents like the one in Shivano Park will become commonplace. The US Customs and Border Protection has confirmed a data breach which exposed photos of travelers and vehicles traveling in and out of the United States. According to official sources, photos were transferred to a subcontractor's network and later stolen through a malicious attack. So in an official statement, the US Customs said, quote, CBP learned that a subcontractor in violation of CBP policies and without CBP's authorization or knowledge had transferred copies of license plate images and traveler images collected by CBP to the subcontractor's company network. Initial information indicates that the subcontractor violated mandatory security and privacy protocols outlined in their contract. So apparently the breach has affected fewer than 100,000 people, and the agency has claimed no airline passengers were affected, nor passport data stolen. Needless to say, though, the government is still investigating as high-ranking politicians and civil liberties unions have heavily criticized the government for this incident. This breach comes weeks after a report named Perceptix, a government contractor which claims to be the sole provider of license plate readers at US land borders, was breached, and all the data was available on the dark web a bit later. It's a perfect storm for a plethora of security and data privacy issues. There's a lack of clarity when it comes to the topic of what kind of images were collected and how they were collected. How much was due to facial recognition technology? What processes must government contractors follow? Who is accountable? How will this affect the drive to push for more government surveillance? If you recall, just a few weeks ago, we reported on San Francisco City Council banning facial recognition technology. Some are now advocating that the best defense against sensitive data loss is not to collect or retain it in the first place. So many questions, and we'll take some serious soul searching and plenty more discussions before this issue is even remotely settled. So that's why you need to keep tuned in as we keep you in the loop. So that's all for this week, folks. If you liked our show, why not leave us a like or comment or share this episode with your colleagues and friends? We'd certainly love that very, very much. With that, I say take care, see you next time, and stay safe.